What's good, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Whenever and however you're watching this, we just appreciate your time because you already know time is expensive.
Hello, thank you.
And welcome to another episode of
Creativity Unsheathed.
I'm Ollie-O-Rey.
And I'm Nino.
And yes, we are brothers.
For sure.
And this is a show where we feel
that Michael Clark Duncan played an awesome Kingpin. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Yeah, he was pretty good, real good. I like it.
Yeah. And speaking of Kingpin, he's not in this story, but we're looking at Daredevil. And this 3-part story, while we're looking at it, is because it's written and drawn by one of our
Mr. Weeks,
one of our favorite artists. And I know he's written and drawn a Spider-Man story where he filled the gap. A story called Death and Destiny. It filled the gap between issues 90 and 113, where Doc Ock was totally out of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Right after Captain Stacy's death.
Oh.
Yeah, so he just played with the story arc and filled in that gap, and he got help with from Ralph Macchio, so helping really get his feet wet in writing.
Mm.
Yeah, so maybe this is this Daredevil piece is just, on his catalog.
Yeah, he did one earlier in the 90s and doing it.
Yeah. Yes. Right before they stopped. Right before they jump started the Marvel Knights.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Lee turned down. He originally wanted to turn down doing that last issue, but Dan or DG Sidechester convinced them to come on and just finish Daredevil off with a bang.
Yeah.
Just especially with he's so comfortable with Dan already. It's like, all right, why not? So that was his last Daredevil prior to this. 2013 this came out, so he's touching upon Daredevil again, and but this time he's doing both. He's writing and art and drawing, and he inked himself, which he prefers to ink himself because he's more comfortable. You know your art, your line art. So,
for sure.
But he feels like he has no problem collaborating with any other inkers, but there's a dialect when it comes to the line art, where you don't know how to translate or how much emphasis you need to in the blanks, or how much line weight you need to add to a certain body part to make things pop. So yeah, it's really it is hard to understand and translate as an inker or tracer.
Yeah.
Chasing Amy. But it's pretty cool to see that one of our favorites gets to do both.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's pop in the
Frank Miller's in the bill.
So this one with Dark Knights, it's this 3-part. It's called Angels Unaware, Part 1, White Axe. You really see the influence of Alex Toth and Milton Caniff.
Oh wow. So that's what happened. Stormy in New York. Snowstorm. That's pretty cool.
The colors help, but it's one I want to see the pencils.
Oh yeah. How did he do it?
How did he break it down?
How did he add the whites?
Right. I wonder if he does the same process as if he was drawing for somebody else to ink, or knowing that he's going to ink himself, he shortcuts some certain things, shorthands.
And just do it when he gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a family. This is Nat, huh?
Yeah, so in this story, a blizzard hits New York, and now the power is fluctuating within the city, and it's disrupting the flow at this hospital that Aunt Murdoch ends up in. And it's starts messing with his senses, and of course he wakes up from hearing other people's voices.
Yeah, that's a lot to take, man.
No, seriously, and and it makes sense. Like I always wondered why in the Ben Affleck version why he sleeps in that container, in the chamber. So
in the water, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh man. It's pretty good.
For sure.
That's cool. Way to use. Like less, I mean, it shows a lot.
Man, it's like, and of course, it's like that center point, that moment. It's like that's what you want to focus on.
And gives like breathing room, huh?
Right, and like the claustrophobia from the words, from
Bombarding his mind, right?
Yeah, it's like such a good use of negative space.
Yeah.
So this scene here is
This is earlier today.
right. I think it's going to show how he ends up in the hospital, perhaps.
Back at the hospital for the family, who earlier was in a car crash. Got Maddie walking through the storm.
And this looks like trouble up ahead for him. And of course it is, but he's able to fight them off. But the storm with this blizzard, it's really bombarding and messing up his senses, so he doesn't expect a surprise. I think there is gonna be a third person. Third person up in the mix. So
Right from behind.
yeah, so with the snow. It's a good use of that moment. Like you change the color.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh yeah, that's good. It doesn't have to be blood or whatever, but yeah, or speed line.
Yeah.
Right. So then, Good Samaritan picks up Matt.
Like reading more of that Modern Master in Lee Week's book.
Yeah.
It just shows how much fun he has as an artist, because he says like as an artist you learn a lot of things like references and material to help tell the story. As an artist or a writer in this case, it's like what did he reference and how did he reference it?
Yeah.
And you're seeing all these quotes, proverbs and stuff like that. It's like
When he was going through that,
exactly
that time in his life.
Now he also stated in that interview, like if he was going to write stories, he wants to tell stories regarding his faith, and this is definitely one of them. Like you're in, I think when you're in the storm or in this predicament, like and your senses are off, like how do you go about your day as Daredevil? Or let alone it's so difficult as Matt Murdock.
Car crash he implemented in this story as well, being in the car crash himself.
Exactly. That's like a little timestamp for him.
Like when he went through.
Like if this accident didn't happen, I wouldn't be doing comics type deal. It's like it's that, just reading that interview. It's like he's something real to aspire to and really admire. As an artist, not just for his work, but as a human being. Just for what he went through.
And now he has testimony, right? Like he has something to tell.
Right. Like his experience has a worthy story.
Yeah.
And in Daredevil's case, being tied to religion.
Yeah, for sure, Catholic faith and stuff.
So it definitely suits him, and you just totally see the passion in it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't not like this design doesn't hint to storytelling. It goes with it.
Yeah.
Some stories will just really over exaggerate panel design and stuff like that. It's just if you tell the story.
Yeah. Like all the writers that touched Daredevil is really brought Daredevil out.
He's the one for sure.
He's like, I love him. ever since. Yeah,
After being a ninja, it's just
yeah,
he's
dealing with ninjas.
He's kind of really a contradicting type of a character, but it is. In life is full of balance, you know, good and bad. Like how do you sort all that out? You know?
And you forget he is a detective.
Ollie, right?
Like he has a sense of smell, everything like a dog. I'm not saying he's a dog, but the heightened senses, feeling things out, smelling things.
Able to from blocks away.
Yeah.
Or in blocks away in another room.
Yeah. So Daredevil, he's a ninja detective.
Right.
Pretty cool. And like in martial arts, you have to harness your senses.
It's man. Speaking of the detective, it would have been cool to see Lee Weeks tackle that Daredevil Batman crossover.
Yeah.
It's and it's with Dan too. It's it would have been cool to see how we would break it down. I mean, no disrespect. No disrespect to Scott McDaniel. I mean, he did phenomenal work on that, but it's just
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's what if?
So I take it these were the same thugs, huh? That beat up Matt in the alley. Right? Same jacket.
Oh wow. So he smelled them out, huh?
Yeah.
So got that reminder?
Yeah, see?
Oh.
That is them, right? Yeah, same clothing.
So he's able to get his vengeance. One more time. I just like the use of this right here.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice sequence. It's cool action.
Ooh. Palm strike. Ouch. Don't want that.
See, I wonder if this was intentional as pencils, or he did it after the fact.
Yeah. Like, how do you feel about that? Do you think that's cool? Or?
I mean, I've seen Dennis Cowan do it, within a certain aesthetic, and Michael Golden doing it for a certain texture.
Yeah. Will Eisner.
Yeah.
Sometime.
I mean, if it works. I mean, but it's if you want a certain break from the background. I mean, if it just being solid white.
Yeah.
And maybe you will probably miss out seeing on the words, the emphasis.
Yeah.
Of the scene.
Yeah, sometimes it's better than just solid.
Yeah.
Or drawing more. Or less is more.
Less is more, right? So, maybe cross-hatching was just enough. So someone in the hospital finds out he's DD, but he ain't let it not mess up. He wants to help that family.
He's like, damn, I want to wear this. He's like, next time, baby. Yeah, I would want to wear it too. Like, oh man, can I use this thing?
But
how does it work?
Because I wonder if it smells. Come on, you be sweating in that. You know that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this family. So, with the powers fluctuating at the hospital, I mean, that's his main goal. Is that's why he needs to leave, or he wants to help. Why he wants to help, and why Schomburg didn't hear roof access. It's they need something from across town that they need to retrieve, but with the blizzard and everything that's going on, it's hard to do so. So he wants to jump into action and do it, knowing how groggy he is,
Man, talk about going hard.
Yeah, but what a pal, man. He went hard, and he's going. It's he's not letting that blizzard get in that way. What he needs to do for that kid.
And he's not 100% too with his senses.
No, so you've seen him about to do his swan dive, but
and he literally did, and he missed it.
That's a good directional action. Even though this beat is here, it kind of just shows he's gonna hit it.
Oh yeah.
And I like this long panel. Just shows how the length.
Yeah. Is it right here? Bong.
So this is from the beginning, the prologue. Yeah. It's a cool prologue. And then, leading back to...
Boom.
It's good writing.
Yeah. And it says, my purpose, don't give up. Never give up. No matter how hard you fall down, literally, never get up.
Metaphorically or literally. Yeah, for sure.
Because, you already committed to the mission.
Right.
And you made a promise.
Yeah, and no matter how many times you're going to fail,
It's part of it. You learn. You'll find other ways. So you gotta get up.
And we'll never give up. Ever.
Ever.
What's that proverb?
The proverb is, for a righteous man falls 7 times and rises again. So Hannah's hope is next, but we're not gonna get into that.
No, because...
We want you to go get it.
Go get it, guys. Go support your local comic shop.
Score by Tony Sila.
Nice.
Boom.
3-part story, but it might be collected in what they do it, 6 issues in the trade now? I think is what it is.
But it might be part of the trade.
Yeah.
Like how some they just throw in the story.
Because after this 3-parter, David Lapham takes over, the artist from Stray Bullets.
Yeah.
So I think Klaus Janson inks him on that, but yeah, he takes over, he writes and draws that, so you might get that in the collected trade. But if you just want the Lee Weeks, I mean, you really got to hunt for it. I mean, if you have an awesome comic shop, support them, and whatever venue to find it in, or however you go about finding comics, But we suggest support your local comic shop.
Yes, go get that.
And so yeah, I mean, it's again Lee Weeks. If you're a fan of Daredevil,
definitely Daredevil. The Weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we collected him before we collected just Daredevil before we even realized it was Lee Weeks, and the artwork was amazing.
He's a ninja,
right?
And, I just liked it. Yeah.
Right, but now we get to appreciate who threw down the artwork, and it's like now we have something to admire to and study up on, and it's like you really see the lineage that he went through with Alex Toth and Milton Caniff, and makes me want to get more into work and just study off of that too, and just with negative space and showing less, telling less, but the image and storytelling is still solid.
Really impactful.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with a lot of blacks and noir.
Yep. So, we'll like to end this, even though Lee Weeks already ended it with a motivational quote. At the end, we'll add to it, and maybe we'll go along with it. And this one's by an unknown author, and it states, "There aren't many rules to success that will work unless you do." Damn. Yeah. So I think it does match, suit up, because he's Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
And
he fell down, got up.
Right? And he can't hide from his duty, and the people know that he's already Daredevil, so he can't oh no, that's not mine. So,
right. No, there's work to be done.
Yeah.
He has to get it done.
Right, and he needs to save the children, or people at the hospital that needs
the medicine,
or whatever that retrieval item that he needs, that he's willing to go out into this blizzard, knowing what he already encountered. It's like, can he rely on his faith?
Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm getting from this. It's like Lee Weeks is tapping into just having that leap of faith.
Literally a leap of faith.
And just go with your heart and gut and your intuition. It's like, if you know what's right, it's right, and you gotta go forward with that.
This almost looks like the cover where he's holding on to Electra's tombstone.
Oh, that's a good homage for sure. Affirmative, yeah. This almost looks like could be the cross.
Yeah.
Metaphorically.
It's just it's awesome.
Right.
3 weeks, guys. Daredevil.
But is that okay? I almost thought it was a beard, but it's just frosty.
It's like he has spikes on his. Because it said hell is cold, right? Is it burning or is it ice cold? I don't know. But Daredevil's on our side, so
We'll leave it up to
keep the faith, guys.
So yeah, you know what? So stay creative, tell your story,
Be good,
stay good,
do good.
peace.
Peace. I like it.